Hola, es Meme, Manuel Barrera, Manny, Manuel. Uh, Same person, different names. Uh, Background. Now, I'm going to get a green screen and figure out how to fold them afterwards because they're a pain. In the background, it's a photograph of my dad. That's him right there. My uncle, Armando, that's right there. I'm named after my dad, Manuel, so I'm a junior. That photograph was taken, I don't know in what island in the Pacific during World War II. Uh, my father and uncle made made a newspaper head article because they sent a letter to their father. Um, their father lived in Roma, Texas. Well, they sent the letter to Roma, except they forgot to put Texas. So the letter wound up in Roma, Italy. But anyhow, my dad and his brother were in the Pacific Theater. They were there 4 years, or slightly less than 4 years. They were in 4 campaigns. Uh, they survived. They came home, and they, at least my dad, never spoke about it. The few times that I would ask him, all he would say is, "War is hell." Uh, and I can imagine that, especially in the Pacific, and maybe probably everywhere, war is hell. But the other thing is, today, and I don't get paid for any of this. This is Julio's Easy Stop. That's in Corpus Christi. It's a out of the place taco place that when we were coming back from visiting some relatives in Fronton, which is just outside of Roma, Texas. As we were coming home, it was almost lunchtime, so we were looking for a place to eat, and so we used my navigation on, and one of the places was Julio's. We stopped there. The place was packed. As far as I'm concerned, there was great food, great service. The owner or the person who ran the place, I believe it was his name wasn't Julio. We found out later, but he ran the place. Was extremely friendly. So if you're out that way and you feel like some tacos, go to Julio's Easy Stop. Um, they didn't give me the shirt. I had to pay for it. Well, actually, my brother paid it and gave it to me. Uh, but topic for today is immigration. I was reading an article in Yahoo. It seems that Vice President Kamala Harris was in Arizona, and one of the students kind of went off topic and asked, about the immigration, how their administration was killing children and stopping people from coming here, and compared the Biden administration to what's happening in the Middle East. I have no idea how people, especially Democrats or most Democrats, feel about, uh, well, at least the ones that are in leadership positions, type as all this Democratic clubs, especially here in Harris County, feel about immigration. But I can tell you right now, almost my entire life, I have been against people coming here illegally. When they come here, they take jobs and they lower the wages for people that are already here. And primarily it's for people that look like me, other Latinos. I talk to a lot of people, even some of the people that are here illegally, unless they're family members, they don't want more people here. They don't want more people cutting yards. They don't want more people working in restaurants. They don't want more people working in construction, because that just means that their wages are going to go down, or they're going to have less work. immigration is not an easy issue, but at some point in time, they're going to have to do something about it. We can't just allow everybody to come into this country. Uh, it's not feasible. It's just not feasible. Uh, and so, what should be done? I can tell you right now that I wish that after the amnesty, and I was not in favor of the amnesty that Ronald Reagan signed, because I saw the problems that it would create. I saw the problems that NAFTA would create. And basically, that amnesty, they promised that everyone would be e-verified. Well, it's not happening. Most people come here because of jobs. Uh, most. I imagine some are fleeing violence, but I'm not sure that's the right solution either. There's violence all over the world. Do we take all of them in, or do we just take some of them in? Uh, I wish that the progressives in the Democratic Party would, maybe go out there, work construction, wash dishes, where they would have to compete with some of those people that come here undocumented, where instead of maybe making $15 an hour, they want to keep working. You may have to work for $9 an hour or $10 an hour. I can tell you one incident during the summers, because I worked through college. I did get some loans, but I worked, and most of my jobs were in construction. Uh, there was this. We went to ask for see if there was any jobs there at where they were making some apartments. Actually, they were townhomes, and the person in charge, he said, "Let me show you something." And so he called this guy. Let me use Hector. Hector, corre, corre y anda trae esto. Allá, ándale, vale más que corra. So there goes Hector, 40 some odd year old man, running. Then comes back running, bringing whatever it is that they asked him to do. And he looked at us, "Are you going to do that?" And my friend and I both said no. And we left. A few weeks later, we got a call from the same guy. He wanted us to go work. Seems that immigration had raided the workplace and he lost all his workers. Of course, we already had another place where we were working, so we said no. But that's what happens. Unless you're out there doing the same type of jobs that the people that are coming in are doing, you don't know what problems it creates for them. In the 1960s, the farm workers here in Texas went on strike. What the ranchers would do is they would just drive over to Mexico and bring in people to work the fields. So, no, it's not a good thing. So, unless you're in their position, don't assume that it's good. I'm not even sure why. A lot of those people that are coming in now, they're not going to vote straight Democrat. You look at it back in the 60s when John F. Kennedy ran, he got 92% of the Latino vote. Carter got 82%, if I'm not mistaken. Biden, I believe, got maybe 60%. Uh, so why? We need a policy. We need to control immigration. And I know it's going to piss off some people, especially Democrats, and some Republicans would cheer. But I can tell you right now, when you all Republicans nominated the orange man, Donald Trump, to be the person that was running for president, you lost me forever. I promised that I would never vote for another Republican. And if it's got an R in front of their name, I'm not going to vote for them. That simple. I am not going to vote to them because Donald Trump and his cult members, they are cult. They are a cult as far as I'm concerned. And Hillary was correct. They're deplorable. Uh, they're not talking about that. They're talking about taking us back to the 50s, back when the schools were segregated, back when people like me and all minorities, black minorities, uh, we were basically second class citizens. We could only go up so high in certain jobs. So think about it. And don't be so gun ho for immigration. There needs to be a solution. But if Biden decides to start deporting more people, support him. What's your option? Going with a mega crowd? If you think whatever Biden does is bad, don't be surprised if Donald Trump gets back in there and what he does. You know, they're talking about invading Mexico. They're talking about putting machine guns and just shooting them as they cross. So it may not be the best thing some of you may want, but it's certainly better than the alternative. But that's enough on immigration.